Okay, are we ready to start? Okay, very good. Got the thumbs up. Thank you. So we are ready to call this meeting to order. Today is October 9th, 2025, and it's 9:01 a.m. And let's go ahead and start roll call, please.
Okay, we'll start from left to right. Sergio Ricardo,
Here.
David Lecky,
Here.
Alex,
Here.
and our chair, Stephanie Stark.
Here.
And we have Royce Larson absent.
Very good. Thank you. And we have Jonathan today helping us as administrative assistant and stepping in for Teresa today. So thank you, Jonathan. I'm going to go ahead and take public comment at this time. Is there anyone who'd like to speak on an item that is not on the agenda?
Madam Chair, we have no attendees in our audience. And we just have Brett Jones in our attendees, but I believe he's here to speak on the items. So no public comment.
Okay, very good. And let's move on to minutes. So we're going to consider the minutes from the September 11th, 2025 meeting. Were there any comments or suggested edits to the minutes?
Madam Chair, I want to make a quick, just a typo correction to item number 2. When you look at the dates, the continued dates, I think there's an extra 25. That should be taken out. So I think that item is also on today's agenda. So we might want to make that correction on today's agenda as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergio. Any other comments?
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of September 11th as amended.
I'll second.
Okay, we'll do a roll call. Sergio Ricardo.
I will abstain. I wasn't here for that meeting.
Okay, Stephanie Stark,
Aye.
David Lecky.
Aye.
And Alex.
Aye.
Motion carries 301.
Very good. Thank you. And you said with suggested edits. Very good. And so let's go on to the next item. Let's consider the agenda. For the meeting, we received a request for continuance for 2 items. It was for the item number 1, which is Baseline LLC replacement contract, and also for EcoMama replacement contract. And that's just listed in the agenda here. Is there any comments from committee members regarding whether or not we continue those 2 items? And if anyone else heard from other applicants, if they'd like to continue, or if anyone's here today, now would be a good time to let us know which item you want to continue, why, and which meeting you'd like to continue to.
We have Brett Jones raising his hand.
Okay, Brett, welcome. Did you have an item you'd like to continue?
Yeah, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I don't know if I'm on YouTube or I got into this differently. Yeah, I need for number 1 and 2, which are really combined, that's the lot line adjustment. I am just waiting on the draftsman to finish what I call our APAC site plan, identifying all the different uses and areas. And he just hasn't completed it yet, so I need to continue those 2 to the November meeting. We will definitely be ready by then.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
Sure.
I don't have any concern with that. Does anyone else on the committee have concern about continuing those 2 items? Okay. So let's see, do we make a motion for continuance?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Okay. We can do that when we get there. Any other suggested items for continuance, or I think we're set
No
on the
request that
agenda?
I've heard of.
Okay, very good. So that will take us to our standard agenda. So first item, I make a motion to continue item number 1 to the November meeting. I'm sorry. public comment on item number 1?
Madam Chair, we have no letters submitted and we have nobody in attendees. No public.
Very
comment.
good.
Thank you.
So I'll second the motion.
We have a first and a second. I'll do a roll call. Sergio Ricardo.
Aye.
Stephanie Stark,
Aye.
David Lackey.
Aye.
And Alex.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Very good. Takes us to item number 2, and this is for the Eco Mama replacement contract. Is there anyone here who'd like to speak on this item?
We have no letters submitted for this item and nobody in our attendees column.
Okay, very good. We'll close public comment. I make a motion to continue item number 2 until the November meeting.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. I'll do a roll call. Sergio Ricardo.
Aye.
Stephanie Stark,
Aye.
David Lackey.
Aye.
And Alex.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Very good. Thank you. And item number 3 is just over there, and this has been continued several times, but is there anyone who'd like to give an update on this project or?
Well, I was going to ask Jonathan, I mean, since Teresa's out, whether, and I know at one of these requests, and maybe it was the May one, the applicant or the owner actually contacted Teresa for requesting a continuance. And so there's been some communication in the past, but have we heard anything from the owner applicant? I guess the owner in this case.
Okay.
And then just to, while you're looking at that, I did look to see if they've submitted an application yet, and there's been no application submitted. So, I mean, I guess we're getting to that point if we're not hearing anything from the owner and they haven't submitted an application and it's been 5 months. I think we're,
Just checking, is there anyone here today online, or I don't see anyone in the person who would like to speak on this item?
Madam Chair, we have no letters submitted for item 3 and nobody requesting to speak for this item.
Okay.
And
And anyone for public comment?
no public comment.
Okay, very good. I agree. It's been some time. We just haven't heard anything from the,
would we want to entertain starting the 60-day letter notice process or?
yeah, I think we could. We last left off, we gave them a notice to appear, so that would be the next step in the process.
I don't have anything from Teresa that would indicate
Okay,
the property owner.
yeah, nor do I.
Yes. Yes. Did we not send a notice to a 60-day notice on this yet? I thought that we had already sent a 60-day. Just want to confirm with.
Yeah, let me, hold on a minute.
I know this item has been continued for a while.
We did send,
Oh, no, it was a notice of.
yeah, that's what I thought.
It's
It was a notice to, it
Yeah.
was a notice to appear, which is just
just
more of a,
here.
yes, so this would be a 60-day notice.
I would make a motion that we request the chair send a 60-day notice letter to the owner. That the item would be agendized to consider ongoing eligibility at a future APAC hearing date.
I second that motion. Oh,
Madam Chair, and Mr. Vice Chair, do you guys also want to recommend a meeting 3 months from now? No, that would be 2 months from now, right? 60 days.
I think
Or do we just,
we'll wait for the timing of the chair to get the letter out, and then we can then put it on the projection calendar for that. Yeah, so if it gets out within the end of the month, it might be the January meeting.
okay, sounds good. Thanks for clarifying. Thank you.
okay. So we had a first and a motion and a second, I mean.
And I'll do a roll call. Sergio Ricardo,
Aye.
Stephanie Stark.
Aye.
David Lackey
Aye.
and Alex.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Okay, very good. All right, that takes us to new APAC items. We have two, and the first one is with Steve Connor is the county planner, and this is for land and equestrian special events for agricultural preserve contract number 96 AP 005. And it is for requested from Brett Jones regarding a minor CUP for special events under our new Ag Enterprise Ordinance. And the events would be 12 events per year with a maximum of 150 guests. And the property is a 50.78 acre parcel. And it is APN number 141-042-010. And it is I think they also have irrigated pasture on the property. And also involved with this is a previous development plan that was approved actually this year, by the committee, January 9th, 2025. So I know, Brett, you're here today. And we're getting the imagery up right now. Would you like to provide us an overview of the project, please?
Sure,
Yeah,
great,
well,
thank you. Yeah, I think I actually can't recall in January if we were considering the special events. I would have included it then when we approved the arena. So large arena, the year before we approved a large equipment storage building. That plan right there is perfect. The arena you'll see there, 45,000 square feet. Just above it is the large equipment storage building that we approved the year before with you guys. And now want to include as part of the equestrian operation these special events, mostly going to be equestrian special events, but could be a wedding related with horses. One thing I wanted to clarify in the agenda is it listed that the events would take place within the arena, and that while it might be true for some of them, wouldn't be true for all of them. So we have designated the a boundary for the events, which effectively is the kind of cross-hatched area that includes this large oak tree, which is just to the east of the large arena. Can you guys see that clearly?
Yes, we can see it. Needs to be zoomed in just a little bit, I
Okay.
think.
There's a note that says proposed boundary. Premises boundary for special events, and you'll see that kind of black line and then the hashed area, which kind of surrounds the tree. There's no irrigated pasture there now, and he just has you see some paddocks below that area. So again, a equestrian operation, full-time boarding and breeding Arabians, and has lots of irrigated pasture. And original submittal wasn't sure if I was going to do the minor CUP for special events or the minor CUP with the Ag Enterprise Ordinance, and working with Steve Connor, the planner, it sounds like it makes more sense to do it through the AEO. So that's this request.
So, Brett, you said that there's going to be a mix of special events, not just equestrian related events. There could be, what are the other type of events that you're anticipating?
Well, for instance, if they did a wedding, could be equestrian related for a wedding, but it would, you could have an outdoor area for a wedding, or any sort of like corporate event in this area.
And then for those events, do you have identified parking area to accommodate all the attendees?
Yeah, if you pan down a little bit, there's a parking area. those 1, 2, 3, and 4 there.
So
Listed.
around the reservoir area?
Correct. That's right.
Okay. So I'll note it's more of a just kind of a unique difference. So this property where the arena is going to be is on one ag preserve contract. The owner owns the same property directly to the west. For ag preserve, as you know, we look at the premises as whatever parcels are under the same ownership under that contract. So from the ag preserve perspective, we wouldn't look at the property to the west, even though it's the same owner as part of the premises. Or since they're applying to do the special events through the AEO, the premises still is looking at the contiguous properties owned by the same owner. And so in that case, the AEO premises is broader. So it gives them more flexibility to meet some of the AEO setbacks and other provisions. So I just wanted to kind of note that there's a slight difference in terms of how the permit may be looking at the premises versus the contract.
I have a quick question for Brett. It'll save me a little time here. It's a quick question. I noticed the new owner recently purchased the property in 23, I think, 2 years ago. Do you know, Brett, if they recorded the assumption of the contract? I can do
That's
a quick.
a great question. Yeah, I thought I did that. Let me look real quick, Sergio.
Okay. And I can check then too, real quick here.
I hope you didn't ask me that last time and I forgot to go back and check. I'm looking at my notes from when we went.
I see it.
I'm not sure.
I see it. It's
You do?
there. Yeah, they recorded it in exactly last year, October.
Okay, great. I thought we
October
did, but
8th.
I just couldn't remember.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
And then just to confirm, so there's about 10 acres of, I'm not sure if this is what you already said, 10 acres of irrigated pasture and like 20 acres of irrigated crops. And I'm looking at and for the committee, they have been responding to the annual questionnaire. And I was just looking at it. I don't know if that's the case, Brett, if you can confirm.
I think there's more than that. Can you David, are you able to pan out a little bit on this? I can look in my other file. I think we had this discussion before. So you've got 20 acres of this irrigated orchard grass there to the right.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the other irrigated pasture mix in the pasture. So there's almost 30 something acres of irrigated grass and pasture.
When you say orchard,
crop.
Sorry, I interrupted. But my question was, when you say orchard grass, do you mean hay or some kind of oat?
I don't actually know what orchard grass is. I just know that when we did the other approvals, we needed to specify. It seems like I can't remember if we were talking, if David, if it was you, or if it was Royce, that we were having this discussion. So I honestly don't remember what the difference is between the two.
Okay, yeah, some kind of pasture.
Yeah.
No, and yeah, that's fine. Thank you, Brett.
Yeah, when we did review the arena several months ago, at least one of our questions, I think they were still in process of bringing some of those lands and putting in the irrigation system. And then Brett had provided evidence that they were addressing that. So I think we had been satisfied that they were meeting their commercial ag production. But yeah, I understand from the assessor's point to the distinction between the commodities.
Yeah, absolutely. Orchards are typically taxed. So you want to be careful when you say orchard.
Gotcha.
So Brett, for the application for the minor CUP, so you're still going to do the 12 events. You're requesting 12 events per year. It's really the 150 attendees that are kicking you into the MCUP. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Are you requesting any other variances like the frequency per month or?
No.
Okay.
Can you explain that, David, one more time so we understand?
So under the AEO ordinance, a lot of the events are tied to both the size of the premises.
Mhm.
So really there's a big gap, the next level up would be, I think you had to have like 320 acres. So, landowner can request 12 events and then the attendees, I forget offhand, but I think it's like 50 attendees they can get with a land use permit. And then if they want to do more than that, then they would get kicked in. And it also says that you can have 12 events per year and no more than 4 events per month. And then the attendee limit. And then but the CUP allows you to, it's discretionary, so you can request more than that if you can't meet those land use permit levels. So for our purposes, we would be looking at Rule 2-11, temporary filming and special events section. Did we ask for public comment or we're not there yet?
Is there anyone here today who'd like to provide public comment on this item?
We do have one panelist, Emily Fisher.
That's a planner.
Oh,
She's
so
for
sorry.
the next item.
She's okay.
Oh, and just confirmation, so is Steve Connor here today? He was the project planner?
I don't
Online.
have him on Zoom.
Okay,
Let me see.
all right, thank you. So no one here for public comment?
Sorry, no public comment and no letter submitted.
Okay, great, we'll close public comment. So we're really just looking at I didn't hear anything about educational experiences, did you?
No, that would be a
Okay.
separate path.
Yeah, okay. All right. Someone like to entertain a motion?
Yeah, so I will make a motion that the committee find the request for special events consistent with the uniform rules, including Rule 2-11, and that the committee find contract 96 AP005 meets ongoing eligibility requirements.
Second?
We have a first and a second. I'll do a roll call. Sergio Ricardo.
Aye.
Stephanie Stark.
Aye.
David Lackey.
Aye.
And Alex.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank
Even though I
you.
didn't add it to my motion, Brett, did you
Brett.
follow up with Sergio on the assumption question?
Sergio found,
Oh, you did, sorry.
From
All right.
the-
he
it
confirmed.
was recorded.
He also had submitted the
Okay.
production
Great.
request. What did it called? The
The
annual?
Annual
report.
Williamson Act questionnaire.
Great.
The WAC, we call it.
Whack.
Okay, I saw
Thank
that
you,
on your
guys.
website. Okay, thank you.
Brett,
See you next month.
All right. And that takes us to item number 5, which is the Wicked Wine Run special event. And this is another special event, and it is for Agricultural Preserve Contract Number 84 AP 013, and this is in the Lompoc area. And the planner is Monique Diaz. And this is for a land use permit, looking for a special event on the property. It's at Babcock Winery. And this is a 110.27 acre property. So it looks like it's a prime contract.
Non-prime.
Sorry, non-prime contract, yes. And let's see, is Monique here with us today? And if you are, could you provide an overview?
Hi, this is Emily Fisher. I am filling in since the planner Monique needed to go on an inspection.
Okay, thank you, Emily.
Yeah, no problem. Unfortunately, though, last minute I was informed that the contact couldn't make it. So I personally don't really have information on this
Project?
over
Okay.
than what you guys have in front of you
Okay.
at the moment, but yeah.
All right, then we do have some items in the packet we can take a look at, and one of them we have up right now. Thank you, Jonathan.
So as far as the event itself,
Mhm.
so it would be, as kind of stated, this event for a 5K and 1K run for the public to attend, and the running course would be on the Vineyard Trails. The map that was just up was showing kind of the location of some of the
Mhm.
activities for the parking, and kind of they're going to have some restrooms and food trucks for the participants. It would be a one-day event, and I think they had indicated that the time frame would be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I think looking at both, sort of the focused event and the location and the parking, sort of on non-production areas, I didn't really have any concerns. I had more questions on the commercial agriculture on the property, and that's why we had requested that the owner, if they could attend to answer some questions that the committee might have. There might be a situation where we may need to bifurcate, or, well, I think if we don't have any concerns with the event itself, since it's going to be occurring November 1st, and planning needs to issue that permit if it meets all the requirements. I would recommend that we bifurcate it. If we have concern about the ongoing eligibility, then we could have the landowner attend a future meeting to provide that information.
Any thoughts from fellow committee members and on that?
I would like to make a comment on bifurcating. And I don't oppose the bifurcating this time. I think we have, the owner has been responding every year to the annual questionnaire. In the future, when we have a non-responder, I think, and I can address that at that time, but I just want to make sure that I typically don't oppose bifurcating an item, but I think it will depend on how the owner has been responding to the annual questionnaire, just to make sure that we are getting more responses. We've had this discussion before. So anyway, I wanted to make that comment. And
I appreciate it.
I do
Yeah,
too.
and I think we've tried to recognize that where there's been sort of the people that have many years of non-responding, that's at least been, kind of one of the few, at least, tools that we have to encourage, compliance.
Correct.
100%, it indicates compliance, and so I
Right.
totally agree with you.
But yeah, no, they've been responding, and yeah,
Thank you. That was going to be a question I had. Thank you.
And
it-
maybe Sergio, and so just to provide a little more context for the other committee members that might not have looked into it. So I was looking at, obviously Babcock Winery, and so my initial thought was to look at, I wanted to look at the history of, what they were approved for case production and how much planted acreage or vineyards they had. And then it was hard to look to see, it looked like vineyards had been removed. And I talked to Sergio and he had information in their records. Maybe you can provide that.
Yeah, so I think overall they had about a little more than 20 acres, like 22 acres planted at some point. In 2019, they pulled like about half of the vineyard, and so 11 acres were left in 2019, and then everything was pulled in 23. So a couple of years ago, the entire vineyard was pulled. So I think it's been followed for a couple of years, and that's what they've been reporting. They on their last questionnaire. They say that there's no planted acreage. But that was one of the questions I had, if there's a future plan to replant the vineyard or have some other commercial.
I think you had mentioned to me that the information that the owner provided when they pulled it is that it was pulled because of Pierce's disease.
Correct.
And so that was one of the questions that I had sent to the chair to maybe see if there's any information from the ag.
Yeah, they said that on the.
Yeah, so I wanted to see if there was any information from the ag commissioner, because obviously that's a serious disease. And then
Yeah.
looking at the areals,
So that was it.
Melville Winery and vineyards are directly to the east. They look very healthy. And there's other vineyards to the west. And so I was just curious to get more information. And then obviously, like you, from the Uniform Rules, they currently have a winery without on-site grapes. And so we wanted to get some information on what's the plan for replanting.
Yeah, and I just looked at our pesticide use, system to see what we have, and they have 3 acres right now listed, at least under Babcock Enterprises. So perhaps they've got someone else managing additional grapes. That sometimes happens under a separate permit, but that's what we have for that location.
And Sergio, did you say that they had reported that instead of the vineyards that they had 60 acres of irrigated pasture?
Let me check. I think I did see that someplace, and I may have mentioned. Yeah, that's what they put on their questionnaire.
Okay.
On the land uses section of the questionnaire, they state that they have 60 acres of irrigated pasture.
So yeah, I think we have a lot of questions, at least on the commercial ag production side. But yeah, like I said, I don't think I have any concerns about the request before us for the special event. So I would be supportive of kind of bifurcating that approach.
Okay.
That would be.
Okay.
Is there anyone here from the public who'd like to speak on this item?
Oh, we have Gwen actually. She's not from the public, but she has her hands raised.
Okay.
Hi, thank you. Sorry, I didn't have an invite, so I just joined as a member of the public. But I did want to just thank you all for your review and apologize that we don't have a member of the applicant team or the owner team here. Since this is for a special event, our review time for these types of permits is quicker than normal. And they weren't able to make it work with their schedule. So I wanted to apologize for that, but really appreciate your review of the project anyway.
Thank you. Thank you for coming today, Gwen.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So I guess our first motion, I'd make a motion that we consider bifurcating the ongoing eligibility from the special events application request review.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. I'll do a roll call. Sergio Ricardo, Stephanie Stark,
Aye.
David Lackey,
Aye.
and Sergio. I'm sorry, Alex.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you. And so the second motion would be that the committee find the request for special events consistent with the uniform rules, in particular Uniform Rule 2-11.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. I'll do a roll call. Sergio Ricardo.
Aye.
Stephanie Stark.
Aye.
I'm sorry, David Lackey.
Aye.
And Alex.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
And then the third motion would be that the committee continue consideration of ongoing eligibility of contract 84 AP013 to our November APAC meeting, and that we request that the landowner attend to provide information on the commercial agriculture production.
Second that motion.
We have a first and a second. I'll do a roll call. Sergio Ricardo.
Aye.
Stephanie Stark.
Aye.
David Lackey.
Aye.
And Alex.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. And that concludes all of our items. We do have, I don't know if there's any reports from committee members.
I guess from the assessor side, just to let the committee know that there were no documents recorded in the month of September regarding Williamson Act contracts.
And I just have a minor update to some of our APAC related forms. So Sergio was graciously providing some updated links to the county clerk recorder in terms of how do you know, we often, all of us, I think, get requests from the public of how do they get a copy of their ag preserve contract. So and the best way probably is to work with the county clerk recorder's office. And so they have different online, you can go in person, but they also have some online resources. So twofold. One, we updated our applicant initiated non-renewal checklist to include that how they can get a copy, because part of that non-renewal, they need to record the non-renewal information. And so part of that is also having a copy of the contract. So we updated that form, and then it's still in process, but we're also going to be adding it to our website. Kind of on the front page, we have a list of how-to section. And so hopefully in the next month or so, that'll be another resource where we can direct people to go to get the same information if they're looking for a copy of their contract.
That's great. Yeah, anything we can do to help make our program, more transparent to the public. I also worked with our IT person. We redid our website for that section. I can send you all a link through Teresa. And it does talk about like what Sergio had talked about with how to obtain your ag preserve contract. And I think I also need to update our link to your latest report of the list of, I wasn't sure where to find that. You have it online at all?
We have it on our, if you want to link it to our uniform
Okay,
rules page,
To the PN.
Is it on? Okay.
on the uniform rules page.
Is it? Okay. That's helpful to know. And we have a very old Ag Preserve Program PDF. I was going to wonder if the committee wants to pull that or we keep it on there. It's pretty old. I don't know if you're able to look that up. Just type in agcommissioner.com.
Is that just like a FAQ type of list of
Yeah, but
information?
I have never really vetted it or looked through it, and I don't know. Maybe somebody did it one time. Go to where it says at the top, other ag programs. Yep. And then under ag preserve program, right, third one down. Yep. And then at the top under resources where it says ag preserve program PDF, that's pretty old. That.
Yeah, I think we dropped that from our webpage.
Okay. Okay. We'll pull it too. I just wanted to be
Yeah, 'cause
consistent.
it wasn't consistent information.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and we, also trained our administrative office folks that answer the phones, because we do have a person that answers, and let them know about these new resources. And it might be worth maybe a lot
We'll
of
do the same.
calls. Sometimes the calls we get are from the public who say, well, we just called the planning department and we were told to call here. So we want to kind of avoid that. And it hasn't happened in a while, but hopefully this will help.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And yeah, just FYI, we are also working on our website, and I think one of the the plan is to have the ag preserve list available through our website, so both of your departments can point to that one.
Yes.
But that's
Great.
that's in the future.
Okay.
One question, just a quick question on the agenda projection report. This is for David. We had a few items that we discussed. I don't know if it was last month, maybe a couple of months ago. The items were Smith, Skylar,
These were letters to go
and
out.
yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know if we want to add those to a future
Mhm.
meeting.
Yeah, I think those are going to end up being on the November meeting. Yeah,
Okay.
we could add those on.
The Minetti
Yes.
contract,
Mhm.
Smith.
So,
Covers-
so yeah, if the chair could just send me that information.
I will, and then
Add it to the-
added on is the one from today as well. So, or no, we're just having them on the agenda, but let's go ahead and put that on there too for the,
Oh, for the contract on.
yeah, Wicked Wine Run. Just Babcock, yeah. Okay, anything else from committee members? Okay. All right. Oh, hi.
Oh,
Oh, hi. Oh, yes. No, welcome. Yes, sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, go ahead and come on up to the podium there.
we already closed public comment
Yes.
at the beginning of the meeting.
Yeah. It's on an item not listed on the agenda, or yeah.
Actually, item number 3
Oh, yeah,
continued.
we close.
Yeah, just over there, but the gentleman, you just had general public comment. Yeah, we typically do that at the beginning of the meeting and we didn't have any attendees and then we closed the general public comment item. This is just once a month meeting. So the next meeting is November.
The second Thursday in November. I can give that to you right now. It is, let's see. November 13th.
And we have a bulletin board outside actually that posts all of our future agendas too. Absolutely.
Hello. Yeah, so we can all hear you if that's possible. Yeah. All right, great. No problem. So this is again, we're revisiting, I guess. Over there. Yeah, just over there. And this is item number 3 for anybody else following us. So this is for contract number 74AP034, and this is for considering an ongoing eligibility of a contract. And we had sent a letter several months ago indicating we were looking for additional information regarding your project, or sorry, your contract. And what was your name today? Did you want to?
Bertson.
Natalie, welcome. Thank you. And I'm Stephanie Stark, Chair with the Agricultural Commissioner's Office. We have Sergio Ricardo, he's with the Assessor's Office, David Lackey with Planning Development, and then we also have the Surveyor's Office, Alex Jevrimovic. So,
Much less nervous today, hopefully.
yes.
No need
yeah.
to be.
In May,
yeah.
I was shaking, so.
Oh, okay. Well, come on back. Glad to come back today, and go ahead, and if you have something you wanted to
Add
let us
on.
know,
yeah.
go ahead.
So when we left off at the start of summer, you guys had tasked me with figuring out if on this 11-acre parcel we could put more agricultural, commercial ag use on it, because right now I think it's at 3.5. And we just bought this about a year ago and had assumed like everything was fine in the, commercial agricultural world. And, we're pretty surprised that, we're kind of not copacetic with what the rules are. So anyway, I went back and, started thinking about that. I work with an orchard manager named Robert Abbott, who's worked for a long time in the Carp Valley, and his family is in the ag business. And actually the land we have was his grandfather's, and he planted the orchard that's on there now and everything. Robert did. So anyway, unfortunately, I have a picture of my property, but I don't know if you guys do, that you can easily pull up.
I'll get one, yeah.
Okay. An aerial view, but it's a long, narrow piece of property, and the home is at the very top of the envelope, and then the orchard is right in the middle of it. Along the eastern side there are two arroyos that frame the long sides of it, one on the east side, one on the west. You'll see in a minute. And so, the challenge was really about how do we make more of that land work on the east and west sides. On the east side, the arroyo is full of eucalyptus. It's a long eucalyptus grove. It's sitting in environmentally sensitive land. There's all of that going on. So, I was looking for spots where we could pull out some of that and see if we could plant, but that has its own host of issues. And then on the west side of it is another arroyo, but full of oaks all the way down the drive. The whole western side of the property and down to the bottom side are all oak trees. So, and many of them are pretty big. So, it kind of got hard for us to figure out what could we take out to add to find an acre and a half. So in speaking to Robert, we started thinking about how could we use the land, differently? How could we think about this in a different way? And, one of the big assets on that property are all these oak trees, and there's probably 80 plus that are these big old growth oak trees. So we started talking about the idea of harvesting the acorns and understanding, is there a market for that? And is there a way to, take what's there and really in a sustainable manner use that without harming or adding, a greater burden of resources like more water or, really taking apart some of that land, which in the case of the oaks, we probably couldn't do, but in the case of the eucalyptus, we probably could get in there and try to figure something out. So what I'm here today, I researched this a little bit, and it's a feasible idea. There's a market out there. Acorn flour is used. It's actually an ancient food that has been eaten by Native Americans for a very long time. And just because we have cultivated corn and wheat, oh, here you go. We've moved away from that as a food source. So, okay, let me show you. And so this is all oak. The drive comes up here. This is all oak.
So that's the west side you're
That's
looking
the
at.
west side, yep, south facing. This is all oak, and it comes down into here a little bit also. And then there's oak in here, but this is all eucalyptus up through here. And then this is part of, I don't know what's going on over here really, but that Monte Negra or Monte Allegra, there's,
Oh,
yeah.
A conservation easement.
Yeah, so that's all this. They buttress us. And then this is the piece of the 19-acre part that split from ours that started all of the problems. So I'm still friends with her, but really, have some issues. But so anyway, this is all planted now with the avocados and citrus. And so this is really, so if we were to do this, it's really around figuring out how to harvest these. And thank you. So what I'm really like to ask for is another, we just kind of did a high level feasibility on like, is this even a thing that people do? And what I need is another month to figure out, is this actually a business? Is this, how would we harvest this? And Robert has said he wants to, he'll help with the harvest, and he will sell all of the flour that we produce. So then what I really need to figure out is what's the process to take it from acorn to flour, and who are the suppliers that can do that? Where are the vendors that there are small mills all over the area. It's just, will they do this type of work for us? So I think, I mean, the other thing we would do is I would get a survey on how much of this land would be used for that, because I think that's the other part of this is we have to get over a certain amount of acreage. And I think given the number and size of the trees, it's highly likely, but I have not had a surveyor come out and do the measurements and everything and figure this out with me. So
Where is roughly the northern boundary between the two? Okay. Okay. And so the area that shows the southern portion looks like more of a lawn. Is that planted in?
yeah, now that this is all.
Uh-huh. Okay. And that's planted in, is it avocados? Okay.
That property, and the avocados are suffering from root rot. So that's really how I got very engaged with Robert. We're now in the middle of a rehabilitation plan. So since I last saw you, those trees we've limbed up, we've put 6 inches of mulch across every row, we've relighted the irrigation lines, switched it to drip lines, we've put fungicide to help with the root. So, we've done a lot, and caged the small trees so the animals don't eat them. And so the avocado side of it, it's making progress. I mean, I don't think we'll see it for a few, a couple of years till everything gets, producing a lot of fruit again. But the fruit for next season looks good. There's a lot of fruit on the trees. So I'm optimistic about the avocado side of things.
Okay. So
Yeah.
thank you for that coming today, and that's very helpful. And to
All of that
hear,
information.
yes, and to hear kind of where you are in your process, it really helps the committee make some decisions. And it's not good to know that you're engaged, because we were like, well, we're just not hearing from anybody. So thank you. Were there any comments from committee members?
So just some additional information about this contract. It's made up. It's composed of 2 APNs, 2 assessor parcel numbers. There's one that is basically just a driveway. It's a long driveway. So this,
Yeah, it's not on here, actually. You can't see it.
yeah, you can't see it. It's to the south, and it's just a 1 acre, very long driveway. I think it takes you out to the
To Foothill.
foothill.
And it's used by 5 addresses.
Oh, so you share that driveway?
Well, I don't quite know the legal construct for people, but it's an easement. I mean, everybody has access to it.
Got it. And yeah, so I think, yeah, we can see all the limitations with the acreage that can be planted in commercial agriculture. But I think one of the challenges is going to be the development area, which, as you know, having a 10 acre or 11 acre in this case, 11 acre contract puts you or makes this contract a super prime contract. And so there are a little more strict development opportunities. And so that might be the bigger challenge. And especially because with super prime contracts, we don't just consider the home to be the home site, the development envelope, we have to consider all of the structures. And so there's a house and then there's another structure kind of by the middle, to the middle of, to the east. Yeah, that one. So I haven't really checked to see what the area of the development is, but I don't know. The committee will have to, I guess, check to see what we can, or what the rules allow for the maximum development envelope, and then go from there.
I think you sent me to somebody in your office, a really nice young woman helped me, and
Anna?
yes.
Yeah.
And so I mean, that is a problem. This is over. They built, I mean, these structures were built and completed in 2003, 4. So they were permitted in 02 or 03, all of them actually. Not all of them, but the main house. For all of it done at once. So it is, it is what it is. Like I can't tear down the house.
And we're not suggesting.
No, I know, but I mean, I'm trying to work with what I have.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, sadly, Hannah's no longer with our office, but
Well, that's
she left last year.
oh no, this was in May, so it was somebody else then.
Oh, no, yeah, she left a couple of
Okay.
months ago. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, I guess, and sadly, I'm dating myself because I remember when it was the Turpin
Yeah.
Yep. Application that came in, and you're right. I mean, this kind of looking kind of for the house itself, we were like looking at tens of square feet to try to fit it into the 10,000 square feet.
Really?
If we were even looking at, well, do we include this, ground mounted air conditioning unit?
Yeah, like I think the part of the work was, the road, is used for the operating of the farm.
Yeah, we wouldn't
So, you
count
know, you're
that. So
doing
that would
it-
be,
yeah,
but you're right. After the fact, they've expanded the lawn area. So, all of the landscaping and thing is personal use. So that would count towards that 10,000. So
Yeah.
I think that is a bigger challenge to meet that requirement. I mean, I have comments on the concerns about you're looking at
Acorn
the
plan.
acorn. I personally don't think that's a common agricultural commodity in wholesale markets. And that's kind of one of the measures that we look at,
Okay.
is that commodity. The other is you're looking to harvest acorns within ESH area. You're in the coastal zone. I don't think that's going to be allowed. And so I think there would be many hurdles to try to pursue that pathway.
Okay, so honestly, I can't do anything about the personal use space, I don't think, unless, I'm not very experienced in all of this, so not sure how to go forward then.
That other structure, I forgot. I know you told us before. What was it used for?
He used it as an artist studio.
Okay. So it's not really like an ag structure. Well, either way, we would still count the
Yeah, it's,
structure towards the.
I don't know if you caught that. What Sergio was saying is that in other contracts that are not super prime, you can consider some ag buildings not part of the envelope, but this would be because it's super prime.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess I have a question in terms of what David was saying regarding the structures themselves. So what is how much, because if you look at the table, which is table 1-4 in our uniform rules, for a property this size, 10 to 11 acres, right? Is that what we're talking about?
So the contract is 11 acres, so they can
Yeah,
have
11,000.
up
If they meet the minimum planting.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
up to
what's
12.
the planted acreage again, you said?
We're at 3.5, so
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to increase.
Right, so the base minimum that you would need to, anything that's up, up to 10 acres, you would need to have 4.75 acre planted. And then with your additional acre, 11 acres, if you plant additional planting. So what's the category for that?
It's, you'd need, so planting requirements is 6 to
You would
receive
need
that
to-
additional allowance.
6 acres.
Right. The other consideration, if that structure was an agricultural related structure, I'm trying to remember.
If
we
it's
had an
already,
interpretation. Remember the gentleman in the carpentry area was
Mm.
trying to do
Bliss.
the ADU, the Bliss.
Yeah.
No, not the Bliss.
well, that was the property that was already there. It was,
Right, and he was trying to do that with,
across from,
and
yeah,
then with the, oh yeah, anyhow, we had made an interpretation
Uh-huh.
that structure existed prior to the new rules in 2007
mhm,
that would count those agricultural support structures towards
They were
the personal
super prime
allowance and
contract.
super prime.
yeah.
So if this was legally permitted before 2007 and it was an ag production structure, that may weigh in,
Like used for
agri-
agricultural housing, you're saying?
or something. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously it wasn't not designed for that, but I mean,
Mhm.
there's, um,
And if we, you said, David, it was very close, but if I see the concrete, but if you measured the concrete areas and if there's a willingness on your part to not keep that grassy area, could that help? And then I see that triangular piece too. Isn't planted.
yeah, I mean, and that has always been one of the
Shrink your
things
footprint.
that we look at is that, if, for example, if this area was planted in a commercial ag commodity, we could potentially
Uh-huh.
not include this
Right.
portion. In other properties, we've also worked with the landowners where they were willing to plant closer to the structure and take out some of the personal lawn area. It all depends upon, how close we're trying to squeeze in the calculations, but there's a lot of factors. I mean, this structure certainly limits because it would, on its value, what we know about it now, it's not ag related. Well, either way, it would
Yeah,
count towards that 10,
right.
whatever even if you could have the 6 acres of production, then you would bump it up to the 11,000 square feet that all of the personal use would need to be included in that calculation.
So meaning,
The square footage of the house, any of the outdoor
Yeah.
landscaping, we would exclude the dual use roads. If this concrete drive provided access to other production areas, we could exclude that. Right now, we would have to include the footprint of this structure, even if it was, well, right now, what we know about it, we would count that towards the personal use calculation.
and do you have the number? I don't have, of the top piece? I don't have that. She sent that, and I just don't happen to, I know it's over 11, I think.
I haven't
I think that was
calculated
the
in a
problem,
while,
yeah.
but yeah. I mean, I
Okay.
could try to do just a quick and dirty type of acreage. You mean of the house?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're over.
Excluding the
Yeah, so he's just measuring the footprint of the house right now, basically the roof line
It would also be the
and patio area.
yeah,
grass.
have to.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of, I
Yeah.
mean, even at the time.
We're looking at the most, conservative
Yeah,
estimate, yeah.
and Hannah sent that to me a couple months ago, and I think it was over. A kind of pretty much an insurmountable amount, short of buying land to give us more, give us a better rate, get us up to whatever, 14,000 square feet.
Yeah, but it gave me in acres. Okay, what is the 0.2243 acres?
$9,771.
Yeah, so you're at 9,000, just this,
With that, yeah.
really rough acres is
Yeah, yeah.
9,700 square feet.
All right, well,
So what would happen if we couldn't come to a compromise that would fit the, uniform rules? And we went through some different iterations of possibilities, but what would happen is the property would be put into non-renewal by the county.
and what does that, I mean, so that, from what I understand, is a 10-year unwind.
Right,
And so, and then I would just be, we would just slowly be assessed more.
correct. Or, well, Sergio might have more specifics on that to share.
Yes, so we will slowly catch you up to your Prop 13.
Mhm.
So basically, your purchase price, when you purchase the property, and any annual CPI. Nothing more than that.
Okay.
So it's just basically you would be slowly catching up to just the Proposition 13 value.
Yep.
Instead of the Williamson Act.
All right.
Looking at the sort of discount you're getting for 25, your Prop 13 assessment is at a little more than 8.6 million. Your contracted, your Williamson Act value is at 7.6. So you basically, your savings right now is about $1 million worth of assessment, meaning about $10,000.
Right, that's kind of the math we've done.
And so yeah, so slowly, well, let me phrase that. You will see a big increase in the first year of non-renewal. If this contract were to go into non-renewal, you'll see a huge increase. Usually the majority of the increase happens in the first couple of years, and then it slowly, for the remaining of the term.
Okay, so, and then we can develop that land then.
Right, then
minute
there's
we
no
start paying
no
mortgages,
restriction.
We can start building and doing what's
Correct. Then there's no
whatever we wanna
restriction.
do. Okay,
Right,
all right.
but you have to wait until the property is completely out of contract.
Well, even if I'm paying market rates in my taxes, why would I have to delay for 10 years?
It's still under contract.
But you're actually
Technically,
taking
you're
the
still-
benefit away, so.
Yes,
It's a
Trying to
rolling 10-year
understand.
contract, so you still
Right.
have to be in compliance with the uniform rules in the contract, even in those 9 years
Yeah.
of non-renewal.
And it's 9 years because we count the year. Like, let's say you went ahead and recorded your non-renewal today.
Mhm.
You can also do that yourself. You don't have to wait for the county to record the non-renewal. You can do it if you did it today.
Get it before September
This-
30th.
Correct. This year is already count. So then there's 9 years left.
but this year's too late, right?
Too late because you have to do it 90 days before.
Unless we can count
Alright.
you telling us now if we can count that as being notice to no?
It has to be recorded
Has to be
90 days
recorded notice?
before
Gotcha.
or to start January 1st. If they recorded it like in November, it really wouldn't count till January 1st, 2027 would be the first.
That makes sense
Part of
because you're not
non-renewal.
only giving notice to the county, you're also giving notice to the world. And so it has to be recorded.
I had questions just more on and this is a older aerial photo, but at least at that, I think this is like 2018, but just kind of the avocados at that time. So you're saying with the root rot, it's basically wiped out most of these.
They're still producing, but the
She did a rehabilitation. of
production has gone
trees.
down.
Okay.
It really started when we didn't own the property, but year 2 of all the heavy rains and the prior owner, I think this house had been on the market for off and on for many years. So I think it just doesn't look like there was investment made to stem it when it started.
Yeah. It's everywhere. It's
Yeah.
that disease. So
Yeah.
you manage it with water and mulching and keeping the trees, the
Yeah. Yeah, I'm optimistic.
roots out of the,
It looks like it's coming
Yeah.
back, so.
Mhm.
We'll see.
Is that a scenario that you're looking at with the ag managers to see, you know, if you were to put in and support the ag operation or and even maybe replant some new areas? Do you think that you could approach that 6 acres of planted?
I just don't think there's the space there, like I'd have to take out. Tree work done 2 months ago, and it was $5,000 just to do
Mhm.
cleanup on trees. So, you know,
Yeah.
I think that's a much bigger project. So, that's part of the challenge with that piece of property. It's absolutely beautiful, but trying to, um, you know, squeeze water from a stone to try to find space to plant in there. So,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. All right.
So where from here? I'm thinking that maybe,
Maybe just Sergio and I could just provide you, obviously, one option that we've talked about is the owner can, you know,
non-renew.
non-renew, and you can do that at any time. There's information on our planning and development website. There's a non-renewal checklist that tells you the information that you need to provide to record with the county clerk recorder. So that's obviously one option that, you know, if things
Oh.
don't pencil out, that's certainly one option for the owner, that they always have the ability to non-renew the
It's a
contract.
voluntary program. Mhm.
Is there any benefit for me doing it versus you? It sounds like if I don't do anything, this will non-renew anyway, so.
Yeah, I mean, if the landowner, which often happens, if, you know, we're appreciative that you've been involved and
Yes.
interested in getting more information, but often we just, you know, hear crickets from some landowners. So we are then just going down a pathway of the county, you know, so there's additional cost for the county to do that. And depending upon the timing, you know, it may take longer. So it actually, the non-respondent landowner often gets a little bit another year benefit because it just takes the county longer to non-renew the contract.
But at this point, I think we're looking to non-renew next year anyway.
I think either way, yeah, I mean, if today, for whatever example, you know, we took a motion to recommend the board non-renew your contract, it has to go to planning and development, and those recommended contracts have to have a board letter, and the board has to take action in December typically. That wouldn't happen just because of the tight time frame that we're in right now. So it's likely that it would not go to the board until in 2026 and then be non-renewed in 2027. That's likely the same time frame, even if you non-renewed and walked over to the street and had all the information to record the non-renewal today. Because we're past the September 30th deadline of the calendar year, you technically would not start your non-renewal until January 1st, 2027.
So either way, you're looking at another year of the benefit, getting the benefit.
For the committee, what do we want to do? Do we want to agendize this for another, to get a definitive answer, or what's?
So we already have a motion, and I don't know how this, there was already a motion on this to
Right.
extend a 60-day notice.
Yes.
Do we need to do this 60-day notice still?
We usually,
Or do you, because let's say we just leave it and stick to the original motion
Mhm.
that was passed. This actually kind of gets our process in motion.
Yeah.
In the meantime, if the property owner decides to do their non-renewal, then that will eliminate our process. But in the meantime, I think we can continue with our process of sending the notice just to make it official, I would think. And then just continue with the county's non-renewal.
I see. So you're saying we could continue on with our 60-day letter, which is really our letter of,
Unless county council can provide some guidance if this
or
is,
if the applicant feels like they really want to make some big changes to the property and try and meet the uniform rules. Because I'm not hearing there's 100%.
yeah.
I'm hearing that the owner
Yeah,
may be
the
interested.
challenge is too great to meet the requirement, but it's all up to
Yeah.
you.
I see. Okay. Okay.
And just so you understand the motion that we took earlier.
Yeah.
So, we typically, I think you had requested a continuance earlier, maybe it was in May. And then since we didn't hear anything, one of our next steps was we took a motion this morning to have the chair send you a 60-day letter that we're going to be scheduling a future APEC meeting to consider potentially non-renewal. So that starts the process. Just if we have a non-responding owner, at least then we have a pathway that we've noticed and that we can then potentially have a recommendation to the board to non-renew the contract. It sounds like we're probably going to continue that pathway. So that's what you would receive.
Yeah.
And even if for whatever reason there was information and you found a pathway forward and you said, no, we think we can do this and we're going to do a replacement contract, you could let us know sometime, during that 60-day or whenever the next notice is. But just to let you know that down this pathway, at least it's setting up a process where the county may potentially non-renew the contract, but it would be at a hearing and then you could provide information. And if circumstances have changed, we would consider that, that, oh, you think you can work a solution and that you may be, working to get a replacement contract, then we would just go down that pathway and track it. But just wanted so you kind of know what the action we took this morning when you weren't here.
Okay. Does that make sense? You're clear? Okay.
And you can always, if you have any, you contact Sergio if you have any assessment questions, or myself or the chair in terms of the process, or if you had questions about
Yeah,
what we
I mean,
talked about today. And
even after you get that 60-day letter and you attend the meeting and hear that the county's going to go forward with non-renewal, it still takes time. There's steps on the way where we include the applicant or the owner of the property. So, and there's a public hearing and you have an opportunity to say something at that time if you wanted to. So, yeah. Anything from county council? I know we reached out, but was there anything specific you wanted to say or no? Okay.
It's up to the path you want to.
Okay. All right.
If you want to do the notice, issue the notice, but that's up to.
Okay.
So my question is just, do we need another motion? We've already made a motion, so
That motion stands and is fine.
And-
That's the path you want.
Yeah, I think so. Any other thoughts? I'm thinking where motion stands, we don't take additional actions, but we really extend a real appreciation for you coming today and understanding what's going on your end of things. So, yeah, you're welcome.
thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, with that, I was going to adjourn unless there's anything else. Okay, very good. It's 10:19 and